Well. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. The David Moyes press conference has just finished. And obviously, for Hammers Headlines, we always dedicate the Friday to the David Moyes press conference. Obviously, the last David Moyes press conference as West Ham manager. And just not a lot about the game in terms of Sunday's game. I mean, it's a dead rubber. There's nothing to play for, is there? Really, in terms of that game, much. But it was mainly about reflection about David Moyes' time at the club and his legacy and things like that. So let's get straight into it. Asked about, and it's obviously Hammers Headlines in association with the KMB, the Convoys. Asked about the final week. He said, we've had a good week and a good preparation. It's starting to hit home that it's coming to the end. Time to say goodbye. And I don't really feel emotional this time. I'm happy to be stepping aside, and I'm pleased with the work we've done here. Asked about Sunday's game. Football is a strange game, and you have to try and take opportunities when we can. It's always difficult against Man City, and they're obviously fighting for the title. We have to do everything we can to play for ourselves and win the game. We can't finish low on ninth. And I think we're all pleased with that situation. Indeed, he was asked about Declan Rice, and obviously Declan Rice, Arsenal, obviously, and he basically said everyone here loves Declan, but we're playing for ourselves on Sunday, and I hope it works out. That's what he said about Declan Rice in terms of that. Asked about Pep Guardiola. He was very complimentary about Pep, saying he's ranks right up there with the best, if not the best. He's transformed football in many ways, and he's been brilliant. There's a lot of talk about the disappointment of Jurgen Klopp leaving, and he's been great, but Pep is another of the brilliant managers in the Premier League. Asked about what his future holds. I've had lots of thoughts, and I'm happy with the situation. I'm pleased to be leaving West Ham in a strong position, and we'll see what the future brings. So we'll see what the future brings indeed to Mr. Moyes. A few more questions about his future, which we'll go into. He was asked about VAR, obviously, with the AGM potentially coming up, where the Premier League clubs will be voting on whether to scrap it or keep it. He says, I don't really sit in one camp or the other. Brilliant. Thanks, Moyes. I think VAR has been a bit disappointing this season. I think it's right that clubs get a chance to speak out about it. It's something people have their own opinions about. I don't think it's a great spectacle at the moment. I think things can be improved. Indeed, I was listening to a report the other day at pre VAR. I think it was 85% of decisions were right. And then with VAR, it's been like 96 or 97 or something like that. So, yeah, we'll wait and see what happens at AGM. 14 clubs need to vote for the motion to have it scrapped, which obviously brought about by Wolves. Asked about what his legacy is at West Ham. He says, well, I hope that people here have enjoyed my company over the period, and I'll keep in touch with them. I've enjoyed my time here, and I'm always looking at it fondly. I'm very proud to be able to say I've helped deliver European football to West Ham. The amount of games we played has been huge, and there are lots of things that show our success. Off the field, I think we've had an impact as well, and we've brought stability. Indeed, as I said, when we'll probably do more of a, more of a retrospective look at his time at West Ham. But I think in terms of stability as a club, with the likes of having an analyst side in with the recruitment and stuff like that, that's something which we haven't had. We didn't have pre-Moyes. As you remember, Pellegrini and Huselos left the cupboards completely bare when he turned up. So in that respect, he's left us, I think, in a better place than when he joined us. Asked about, obviously, the lap of honour he did for the Luton game, and the bit of emotions he showed. He goes, it was particularly special because we won. Had a great time with the supporters in the main, and some special moments. Had a great reception from the players after the Luton, and it did mean a lot. And that was it. That was the David Moyes press conference. He was asked some questions about what were the other questions about how he viewed the season, saying we tailed off towards the end, but overall, we've had about. The first half was brilliant. We tailed off towards the end, but overall, we've been about 7th or 8th most of the season. We always hope to have done better. This year's been an improvement on last season, and I think it was overall very, very good. And, he's relaxed about the game on Sunday, as you would be. We're playing against a great team. and we'll get ready as we can put so we can put on a good show. Keep an eye on the channel. Anton will be doing the watch along and stuff. We've also got some really interesting interviews coming up, including one with former Academy graduate Callum McNaughton. Him and author Paul Brand have created a new book called Inside the Academy, which we'll be talking about in a bit more detail. But don't forget to check out news@mumandbrown.com for your latest news, reviews, and opinions. Much love. Bye-bye.